She's cute, huh?
She's sweet. Natalie? Hi, Natalie. Do you think she knows I'm Big Brother?
Oh, I don't know. Let's ask her. Let's see. Oh, what was that? She said an angel told her if she had a big brother seat like you, she would always be safe, no matter what. Isn't that nice?
Does she know me?
I know she's thrilled to have a big sister. Oh, look at how happy she is. But let's see. What does she say? Yeah? Oh, an angel told her if she has a big sister like you, she'll never be alone. And she'll always have great clothes to borrow. Right?
Does she love us?
Oh, she loves us. You kidding? Every single one of us. Right? Hey, Aaron, what about you? Don't you have a question for your little sister?
Here's Hal. He's up with Will, trying to get him to sleep. Poor Will's scared to death about having to go to the hospital.
Do you think Hal would mind if I went with you guys? And maybe I could help keep Will's mind off things.
You do that?
Of course.
Yeah, I think they would both love it if you came along.
Cool, well, better get moving.
Where to?
I'm going to the hospital to meet Mom, and I want to get there early so I can see Lucy.
How's she doing?
Erin says she still doesn't remember me.
Oh, that poor kid.
Yeah, I just wanted to find out for myself.
Are you sure it's not too late? I don't want you intruding on family time.
Don't worry, these are my best behavior clothes. I'll see you later.
See you later. Hey, how's Will?
I haven't had to do so much reassuring since there were monsters and boogeymen under his bed. At least then I could show him that there was no such thing as monsters and boogeymen. Emily, what do you do when everything a kid is afraid of is real?
Well, you know what? Allison said she wants to come with us to the hospital to support Will.
Oh, that's great, seeing how those two get along. I'm sure he'll feel better knowing that she's there.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
So you do remember me? When the hell were you planning on letting me know that you have our son back here, Hal?
Can I get you anything?
Yeah. Actually, Dr. Harris said maybe that I could get out of bed and sit in a chair for a while now that I'm out of ICU.
Well, he should be here soon, so.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. Oh, sweetness.
Hi, Doctor.
Where have you been?
I had some business. Hey. Dr. Harris come by yet?
No. The nurses keep saying he's on his way. Then I can finally sit up like a normal human.
Well, don't get your hopes too high. I mean, he did say it all depends on your latest MRIs and your x-rays.
Yeah. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Hello, doctor. Good to see you. Yes, sir. Yes.
Hi, Dr. Harris.
Hey, Lucy.
I'm afraid you'd forgotten about me.
Oh, come on now. How could I forget my favorite patient? Just give me 5 minutes with your parents and we'll get you situated.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
How is she, Doc? Well, Lucy is responding very well to upper body stimulus. But because of the way her spinal cord was contorted during the accident, there's more nerves damage and residual swelling than we had initially thought.
What does that mean?
Well, Lucy, she can't walk right now, and she probably won't for quite some time.
So how's JJ?
He's feeling a little cooler.
Good.
Remind me to listen to you the next time you tell me, don't worry, it's no big deal. Babies get fevers all the time.
I can do that. It sounds like everybody's sleeping.
Daddy's magic touch.
So, maybe that'll give us some time to talk about what happened at the hospital today.
What's there to talk about?
JJ had a fever, I overreacted. He's sleeping peacefully now. End of story. Think Parker will notice if I steal one of his chocolate sands?
Definitely. Get me one, too. We don't have to talk about it. Jack, do you think maybe you got so mad at John Dixon when you started questioning JJ's paternity? Because you're afraid he's right?
No matter what you may think of me, Hal, I am still Will's mother. When were you planning on letting me know you were back?
I was going to call you and tell you that Will and I were back.
Thankfully, I ran into Margot. Answer my question. When were you going to call me?
I was going to call you tonight.
You know what? I feel like you're denying me access to my son.
He's sleeping.
I want to see him, Hal.
Well, like Emily said, he's asleep, and it took me about an hour of sitting with him and reassuring him to get him that way, and I'm not going to wake him up for anybody. Besides, I wanted to get him settled before I told you the news.
What news?
Maybe you better have a seat.
No, I'm not sitting down. You tell me what you're talking about.
Will needs to be observed by a court-appointed psychiatrist for 30 days.
What?
We need to take him to Memorial, day after tomorrow, to the psych ward.
They're gonna lock him up in that place for a month? They can't do that.
Barbara, none of us wants it this way.
Then you stop it, Hal.
Barbara, I talked to Tom to see if he could petition the court. He says it's out of our
Then you
hands.
find another lawyer. That's our little boy up there. Do something, Hal.
My daughter's paraplegic. Look, as I said before, there's an excellent chance that her nerves will regenerate, but it is going to take more time than we initially thought.
Hey, oh, sorry to bust up the party.
Not now, Allison.
Would it be okay
no,
if
now.
I went to...
Allison, please.
I'd only be
It's
like
fine,
5
just
minutes.
fine. It's go on, it's fine.
So, you were saying?
Look, I have been over Lucy's films with a fine-tooth comb. I've consulted an expert in spinal cord injury, and nobody thinks that her condition is going to be permanent.
Thank God.
But what does that mean? She'll be in a wheelchair for how long?
Well, it depends on how she responds to physical therapy. The muscles have sort of a built-in memory, so it's important to get them working again as soon as possible. Now, I can get a therapist to come to your suite if that's more convenient than bringing Lucy back here to the Memorial for her sessions.
No, that really won't be necessary. I am taking Lucy back to Montego with me as soon as it's safe to move her.
Is that safe? That can't be safe?
Well, of course, we'd have to discuss the necessary precautions, and she'd probably need a nurse, but whether or not she should travel, that's really for you two to decide. Look, why don't you discuss this, and you can talk to Lucy, and then I'll come back and I'll answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. I thought you understood how important it was that Lucy not be moved, at least until she's able to walk.
I've made my decision.
Why are you doing this to me?
This has nothing to do with you, Craig. I am trying to protect our daughter, and I have come to the unfortunate conclusion that you cannot be trusted, especially since you've been involved with Rosanna Cabot.
We leave Rosanna Cabot out of this. She is off limits.
So, is there anything about me that rings a bell?
Your face makes me remember something, but can't remember what it is. Hey, maybe when I get out of here, we could hang out at the places we used to go together. Maybe that'll help.
When are they setting you free?
Dr. Ben said it wouldn't be long.
So that means you'll be hanging out with Aaron again, too, right?
I hope so. I like him. Hey, can you keep a secret?
That's what I do best.
He stopped by to see me on Christmas Eve, and he kissed me.
You did?
And it was like, all of a sudden, I was sure I was going to remember all this stuff about him, but every time I got it, it just slipped away. Maybe I need to kiss him more.
Right, your father would slice and dice him if he walked in and saw Aaron slobbering all over his little princess.
Why?
Well, you know fathers and daughters.
My dad likes Aaron a lot. He actually wants me to keep seeing him. Every time I see Aaron, I remember a little bit more. For some reason, I think Aaron's gonna be the one who helps me find my way back.
Or we could all just start over, couldn't we?
What do you mean?
Well, like with you and me. I mean, do you really think it's necessary to remember every little detail that went on between us for you to learn to become friends with me again? I mean, couldn't we just start now and not obsess about the past?
Sure, but you don't know what it's like to have these huge gaps in your mind. It's like walking into a dark room and trying to turn on the lights, but there's only a little flash and then you're back in the dark. I need to remember, Allison. I need to remember everything or I'll never feel like me again.
So, Aaron, do you have a question for your little sister?
Okay. Ask Natalie if it's okay for me to hold her.
I don't know. Let's see. She says she'd be thrilled to have you hold her.
Ever held a baby before?
No.
Oh.
No, this is my first time.
Really?
Any pointers?
Yes. Be careful and support her head. Got her? There you go.
I guess.
Hey, you're doing great. But let's sit down. Yes. Come on.
Okay.
There you go. Careful, gentle. Get comfortable.
Am I doing okay?
You're doing great.
Okay.
Yes, support her head like that.
It's okay, Aaron. I was scared the first time I held Faith.
You don't remember that.
Are you kidding? Another child comes along to steal your thunder? You don't forget something like that, right, Luke?
God, look at her.
What do you think?
She's beautiful. Little sister is awesome. Hey.
You think so too, don't you? You're on John Dixon's side. You think JJ isn't mine.
Honestly, Jack, I don't know what to think anymore. All I know is that when you add Julia into any equation, you've got to ask a lot of questions. Isn't there a chance, even the slightest chance, that JJ might be somebody else's son?
No.
Jack, think about it. You know Julia. She's smart. And she's dangerous, and if there was some way to skew the results of that paternity test,
we
she
were
would
all
have done
there,
it.
Carly. We were all there. We all saw the lab tech put the swabs in those little plastic tubes of blood in the cart and wheel it away.
All I'm saying is that with Julia's history, with all of her threats about how this baby would destroy us, shouldn't we at least consider the possibility that she might have orchestrated this whole thing from the beginning?
Do you know what my life has been like? Every time I walked into that garage for the last 2 years, seeing that little sled that I made for the baby that Julia and I lost. Every time I see it, Carly, it's like a knife in my heart. It hurts like it was yesterday.
I know. I do know what that feels like. I know how it hurts, Jack, and I know for how long.
I didn't have a face or a name for that baby, Carly. I never got to hold him. But JJ is my son. I love him. I know him. He's a part of me, Carly. He's a part of my life. He even looks like me. All you gotta do is take one look at the kid, and I know that he's my son.
Jack, what if there is another father out there somewhere? And what if his arms are aching to hold his little boy?
Allison, could you leave us alone with our little girl for a little bit?
I was just leaving anyway.
Oh, Allison? Seeing you really does help. Even if I don't remember everything, I'd like to. I think that could change if we keep talking. Will you come back and see me soon?
Sure. See you later.
Bye. Tell me Dr. Harris is on his way in.
Oh, he's going to be back in just a little while, but he wanted us to talk to you first.
About what?
Well, the doctors say that your prognosis is excellent. You're young, you're strong and beautiful and healthy, and that there is no doubt that you'll make a full recovery and be as good as new.
Great. Not so great?
Well, in time, well, remember how we told you that, there was some swelling around your spinal cord from the accident?
Yeah? But they said that would go away.
Then it will. It's just that, for a while, well, walking is gonna take some work.
Yeah, but you're going to get the best treatment, the best therapist, the best...
Wheelchair? I'm gonna be in a wheelchair?
Listen. It's just until you get stronger, and you are gonna get stronger.
Oh my God.
Hold on, Lullaby, didn't you hear me? This is not going to last.
Sweetie.
I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Make it go away. Daddy, make it go away.
Upstairs, it's bath time.
Good night. Go on. Go ahead.
You know, Lily, when you look at a baby, it's impossible not to smile and forget all the bad in the world. I just wish Lucy can see this little beauty.
You know, Holden and I never thought that you started that fire. I know you probably find that hard to believe.
No,
it's because, you know, the relationship we were having before I went on bed rest, I never thought you were guilty.
So you don't hate me anymore?
Hate you? I never hated you. I never did. I just was angry and frustrated.
Yeah, and I made a million stupid mistakes. And I'm sorry, Lily, for all of it.
I'm sorry, too.
I'm sorry. What are you sorry for?
Well, because, you know, I was not exactly the most patient person in the world. You didn't get to meet the real Lily. You met the uptight, pregnant, hormone-driven Lily, but I'm good now. Feel great. So what do you think we bury the hatchet? What do you say?
I'll let you two talk in private, okay? I'll be upstairs. You know, I can't believe that this is happening. That they really think that Will started that fire on purpose.
You know, Barbara, I got a chance to think a lot while Will and I were away. I got a chance to think about how much his life has changed over the last couple of months. How he never knew where he was going to be staying, who was going to be looking out for him.
I see. So all of this is Mama's fault.
Oh, no, I'm not blaming you. See, I'm blaming myself for letting you take him out of my house, out of my life.
I did what I thought was best.
And our son has suffered because of it, and he's still suffering, and it's gonna stop.
Good. Then we both want the same thing, Hal.
Good. I think it's about time that we set down a couple of rules.
And what kind of fresh hell do you have planned for me now?
When Will gets out of the hospital, he will come here, to this home. He will stay here. And when you visit Will, you will take him to a proper home. Not to a hotel, not to Fairwinds, but a home with a real bedroom. A place where he can take his friends, a place that he is not afraid to visit. No more shuffling him from hotel to hotel, No more dumping him on friends or neighbors. And if he is not in your home, he will be in my home, Barbara. And that is non-negotiable. You got it?
What if there is a daddy out there somewhere who's missing out on the first few months of his little boy's life? Some poor guy who had to go through Christmas, he had to go through New Year's
Would you
without
stop
his
saying
son.
things like that,
Jack,
please?
you heard what John Dixon said. JJ has scoliosis, Jack. And there is no evidence of that in your medical history or in Julia's. Don't you think we at least have to consider that he might not be yours?
How? How could something like this happen?
I don't know.
Maybe there was a mix-up after Julia gave birth. You know what happens? Babies get switched sometimes. Maybe my kid is still out there somewhere.
Or maybe Julia stole a newborn baby from his parents because she was never pregnant.
That's not true. It's not true. Because if that were true...
I know. I told you I know what it's like to lose a child, Jack. You don't just lose a baby. You lose all the hopes and the dreams you had for it. It is the most difficult thing in the world. But maybe in time and with some...
No, don't say that time heals all wounds.
No, I know. We both know that isn't true. But somehow, some way, we do go on. And time carries you farther and farther away from the pain. And in time, when you hear his name, it won't hurt so bad, Jack. And you'll remember with smiles instead of tears, and you will go on.
I look at him sometimes, you know, and I wonder, what if it were a baby that you and I had had together? And I picture myself holding this little kid with your nose and my smile. A baby we always dreamt of having. Whatever happens with JJ, I want to have that baby with you, Carly. I want that more than anything.
You're giving me non-negotiable terms on the care and handling of my son. Now, you can call it new rules. You can call it whatever the hell you want, but what it comes down to, Hal, is that you're trying to keep Will away from me.
How did I turn out to be the villain here? I mean, who walked into my wedding with her attorney and took away my best man? Who threatened to take Will as far away as her money would take her if I didn't play by her rules? Any of this sound familiar, Barbara? You put Will and Emily and me through hell. And I would never inflict that kind of pain on anybody.
Not even me.
Not even you.
All right. I have made mistakes where my children are concerned. And I'm trying to make up for it. I really am.
Glad to hear it.
And miracle of miracles, Paul is even starting to forgive me.
Now, how did that happen?
I stood by him during his trial. I tried to be strong for him. And eventually he saw that. And I was his mother again. And he told me that he loves me. After everything I've done to him, he still loves me. You know, I just want to hear that from Will, too, Hal.
Of course, Will loves you.
I just want to see him. I want to hold him. Can you understand that, please? Mom? Oh, honey. Oh, honey. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's all right. Mommy's here.
Watching you with JJ has been a revelation, Jack. Listening to you whisper to him, seeing how gently you hold him. I have fallen in love with you all over again. You made me want to be a part of his life.
And here we are sitting around talking about how we're gonna lose him. How does that happen?
We'll take another test, Jack. And we'll see what the results are.
I am so glad that I'm going through this with you. I hope John's wrong. I hope there's been some kind of mistake and there's some reasonable explanation that can clear this whole thing up. But if you're right, and I'm not JJ's father, and there's a real daddy out there that's missing him.
Jack, I know we never talked about a timetable or anything. If we lose JJ, and I pray we don't, but if we do, maybe we could start working on the rest of our family sooner rather than later.
Why don't you hold out your arm for me? Okay, so now how does that feel? Any tingling? Any numbness in your hands or your fingers?
No.
No? Okay.
Wish I could say the same thing about my legs. Can't believe I actually thought I could walk out of this place.
Well, not quite yet. This time, you're gonna be leaving on wheels.
And something tells me you're not talking about a brand new Jaguar.
No.
Just tell me I'm gonna be able to walk again, right?
Yeah, yes, you will, very soon, baby.
And how soon will largely depend on how hard you're willing to work to get strong again. In fact, there he is now.
Talking about me again?
Ah, yes. Well, you are the best in physical therapy. Dr. Engler, meet Sierra Montgomery.
Nice to meet you.
Craig Montgomery.
Yes, hello. Nice to meet you, yes.
And most important, Lucy Montgomery.
Hi.
Nice to finally meet you, Lucy.
It's nice to meet you.
So, what's next in the process? What happens now?
Well, we're going to work with Lucy for a few minutes, see what her range of motion is, and then Dr. Engler is going to evaluate what is the best physical therapy regime for her. If you like, we can pass that information on to your doctors in Montega.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
I'll wait outside. Okay. Listen, I've never been more proud. I hope you know that. I love you very much.
Gonna be okay, Daddy.
I know.
I'm fine. Be walking before you know it. Daddy seems almost more upset than me.
Well, he worries about his little girl. But I think that this would be a good time for us to talk about your future. I'm going back to Montega.
Alice, now is not time.
I'm not here to see Mr. Montgomery. Here to see you.
About what?
Lucy's memory. Aaron told me that you asked him to help her remember things.
Yes, that's correct. I asked him. I hoped he might be able to jog some of Lucy's memory.
Right, well, a lot went down between those two. I guess it's gonna come back to her sooner or later.
Are you talking about something specific?
Well, how do you say this? There's certain things that happen to a person in their life that you don't forget. I mean, I'm not saying that Lucy did anything wrong or anything, but remembering might be traumatic or whatever. But, I mean, you're her father. You know what's best.
Allison, if you have something to say, just say it. What happened to my daughter?
What happened to you?
Faith decided that her daddy needed to take a bath along with her. Go ahead, you sneak her away there, big brother, because she's upstairs in her room right now with a stack of books this high, and she wants you to read every one of them to her tonight.
Hey, that'll just keep me in practice with Natalie, so.
Wasn't it cool to hold it?
Yeah, it was cool. It was the coolest thing in this world.
Allison, what happened between Lucy and Aaron?
I shouldn't have brought it up.
What was it, Allison?
Okay, all right. Right now, Lucy sees Aaron as a friend. And of course, they were a lot more than friends. So Aaron's trying to make her remember a lot more than a kiss. He wants her to remember what happened in Memphis one night in a barn when they were all alone.
Are you serious about starting a family of our own? We haven't talked about this for months.
We're talking now about a child, our child, and, Jack, there's something that I've wanted to tell you, and since there's never a perfect opportunity to say something like this,
You know what, let me get that. I don't want to wake up JJ. Hold that thought.
Hi, Jack. Sorry to barge in like
No,
this.
come on in.
Hi, Carly. Happy New Year. Thanks, you
What's
too.
going on?
I wanted to let you know that Hal is back in town.
That's good. How's he doing?
He got dealt kind of a major blow. Turns out the DA wants Will to be observed for 30 days in Memorial Psych Ward. And I wanted to give you a heads up on that in case you were going to call Hal.
No, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Thanks for telling me in person.
Sure. Yeah, fine. I'll get out of your hair.
Margot, listen, I was wondering, did your father say anything about JJ today?
No, is JJ okay?
No,
It's
he's okay. He's fine. He's fine. He had a little fever, so I insisted on bringing him by the ER, you know, just to be on the safe side. And John told me that JJ may not be mine.
Oh, Jack, how?
Now, it's a long story. Listen, do me a favor. Start searching the missing database for any babies that went missing late September, early October. If I'm not his father, and there are parents out there who are worried and missing him, so I want to make sure I do the right thing.
Absolutely. Anything I can find. I'm really sorry, Jack.
Thanks.
Okay. You are such a good man, Jack.
How come I don't feel it? I'm gonna call Hal, see how he's doing.
I'll keep an ear out for JJ.
Okay, thanks. I love you. Hey, that thing you wanted to tell me before Margot got here, what was that all about?
Don't get upset, Mom. It'll be all right.
No, it's not. But I will be with you, and your dad will be with you, okay? When you go to the hospital and check in, I'll be right there with you. Every step of the way.
What was that thing you wanted to tell me about?
I wanted to tell you, Jack, that I love you. Madly. And no matter what happens with JJ, we'll get through it. Together. We belong together, Jack. Forever.
That means the world to me. I'm gonna give John Dixon a call and schedule that DNA test. Just to be sure. You know? I'll be right here.
There's a name for little girls that go around spreading rumors, Allison.
I'm not making it up. Lucy told me about it herself. In fact, we were talking about it in St. Louis right before her accident.
Right before her accident.
She seemed kind of freaked out about it, and I couldn't figure out exactly why.
And you're sure you didn't misunderstand what she said happened between her and Aaron and what, some barn in Memphis?
It's actually a disgusting place, if you want to know the truth. Half broken down. But we were all really exhausted, and I sort of got in a fight because Aaron practically bit my head off, and I was just so peeved. I just had to get out of there, you know? And what I didn't realize was they were glad to get rid of me because they finally had a chance to be by themselves.
And Lucy doesn't remember this night at all?
Not yet. I mean, I'd never say anything to her, but Aaron's got to be planning on spilling the beans. I guess he wants to pick up where they left off, if you know what I mean. I'm sorry, Mr. Montgomery. I shouldn't have even said anything, but I mean, Lucy and I got really close while we were traveling. She's my best friend. I tell her all of my secrets, and she tells me all of hers. I just swore I wouldn't tell anyone.
Thank you, Allison, for bringing this to my attention.
You won't tell her I told you, will you?
No.
Great.
How is she?
She's got what it takes to make good progress.
She's energetic, responsive, used to an active lifestyle. There's still tone in her leg muscles, so we think that she will respond very well to physical therapy.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
My home is here now, Mom.
But I have so many resources available to me in Montega. I can get you a tutor, and I can get you caught up with your classmates so you can take your college entrance exam on time. You can go out in the sun, and you can breathe fresh air.
What about my friends?
You have friends in Montega. And your friends from Oakdale can certainly come visit.
I can't leave, Mom. Not yet.
Because of Aaron?
He's been visiting every chance he can get. I feel like he wants me to remember something really important. And if I leave, I might never find out what it is.